Welcome to Idea Sessions. In this video, we will cover 10 reasons how social isolation affect your mental health. Increased risk of depression and anxiety. Humans are inherently social beings, relying on connections to share experiences, manage stress, and foster a sense of belonging. When isolated, feelings of loneliness often intensify, leading to chronic stress that disrupts emotional balance. This lack of connection leaves people more vulnerable to negative thoughts and self-doubt, creating fertile ground for depression to develop. Additionally, anxiety can increase without regular social engagement, as isolated individuals may lose confidence in social situations and develop fears around interactions, further intensifying their loneliness. Without a support network to turn to during tough times, coping with life's challenges becomes harder, and the absence of social buffers makes individuals more prone to depression and anxiety, impacting their mental health severely. Lower self-esteem. Social isolation often leads to a decline in self-esteem by cutting off individuals from the external feedback and validation that support a positive self-image. Regular social interactions allow people to share accomplishments, receive encouragement, and feel valued. Without these affirmations, self-worth can suffer, leading to increased self-doubt and negative self-perceptions. Over time, isolated individuals may internalize feelings of rejection or unworthiness, as they lack the reassurance that meaningful connections provide. The absence of social mirrors, others who reflect back acceptance and positivity, can cause isolated individuals to feel that they aren't valued or needed. This sense of insignificance weakens confidence, making it even harder for people to reach out and reconnect with others. The ongoing cycle of loneliness and low self-worth can be deeply damaging, trapping individuals in a loop that further erodes their self-esteem and well-being. Heightened stress levels. Social connections provide an emotional buffer against stress by allowing people to share burdens, gain perspective, and receive comfort and advice. Without this support, isolated individuals face stress alone, causing it to build up more intensely. The lack of social interaction can trigger a persistent state of hypervigilance, where individuals feel constantly anxious or on edge. This heightened stress response often leads to an increase in cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, which can negatively impact sleep, mood, and physical health over time. Furthermore, without friends or family to help process emotions, people may feel overwhelmed by even minor setbacks. The cumulative impact of chronic stress from social isolation can lead to long-term mental health challenges, making everyday life feel more daunting and exhausting. Worsening sleep patterns. Social isolation can have a serious impact on sleep patterns, often leading to poorer sleep quality and disturbances like insomnia. Socially isolated individuals tend to experience higher stress levels and increased anxiety, which can disrupt the body's natural sleep cycle. Loneliness is associated with elevated cortisol production, a stress hormone that interferes with the ability to fall and stay asleep. Over time, this chronic stress response can throw off the body's circadian rhythm, making it harder to maintain a regular sleep schedule. Additionally, without a support system to share concerns or help unwind, individuals may lie awake with unprocessed thoughts, causing restlessness. This lack of restorative sleep then further exacerbates mental health challenges, creating a cycle of poor sleep and increased emotional vulnerability. The compounding effects of isolation on sleep can gradually lead to fatigue, irritability, and lower resilience to stress. Cognitive decline. Regular social interactions challenge the brain, enhancing memory, problem-solving skills, and critical thinking. When individuals are isolated, their mental activity often decreases, which can lead to weakened cognitive functions over time. Research suggests that social engagement can even help build cognitive reserves, protecting against age-related decline and conditions like dementia. Isolation, on the other hand, may increase inflammation in the brain, further contributing to memory loss and reduced mental agility. Without mental stimulation and the exchange of ideas, the brain can become less adaptable, slowing down cognitive processes. This decline not only affects memory and thinking skills, but also impacts daily functioning, leading to difficulties in decision-making and maintaining independence. Increased vulnerability to addiction. Social isolation can heighten vulnerability to addiction, as people often turn to substances or addictive behaviors as a way to cope with loneliness, stress, or emotional pain. Without a support system, individuals lack healthy outlets for managing negative emotions, making them more likely to seek comfort in alcohol, drugs, gambling, or excessive screen time. The lack of social accountability can also reduce perceived consequences, allowing addictive behaviors to escalate unchecked. Over time, isolated individuals may begin to rely on these substances or activities as a substitute for genuine human connection, deepening their dependency. Additionally, addiction often worsens isolation by straining relationships and limiting social opportunities, creating a self-perpetuating cycle that is difficult to break. This increased reliance on addictive behaviors to cope with isolation can lead to physical health problems and mental health issues, reinforcing feelings of loneliness and despair. Weakened immune system. When people are isolated, they often experience increased stress and loneliness, which can raise cortisol levels and trigger an inflammatory response in the body. Chronic stress from isolation can disrupt the immune system's balance, reducing its ability to fight off infections effectively. Additionally, isolated individuals may adopt unhealthy lifestyle habits, such as poor diet, lack of exercise, or disrupted sleep patterns, all of which can further compromise immune health. Social interactions stimulate positive emotions that boost immune function. So when these are lacking, the body's defenses weaken. Over time, this reduced immunity makes people more vulnerable not only to colds and flu, but also to chronic diseases. This connection between social isolation and immune function highlights the importance of relationships for both mental and physical health. Difficulty managing emotions. Social isolation can lead to significant difficulty in managing emotions, as it deprives individuals of essential support systems for sharing and processing feelings. Regular social interactions offer an outlet to vent, gain perspective, and receive empathy, which helps people handle emotions constructively. Without these outlets, isolated individuals may struggle to regulate their emotional responses, making them more susceptible to mood swings, irritability, and intense feelings of sadness or anger. The lack of external validation and reassurance can amplify negative emotions, leading to heightened stress and anxiety. Over time, people in isolation may suppress or numb their feelings, resulting in emotional detachment or increased emotional sensitivity. This inability to manage emotions effectively can worsen mental health, creating a cycle where unresolved emotions contribute to further isolation, deepening the individual's struggle with emotional regulation and overall well-being. Reduced sense of purpose. Social isolation often leads to a reduced sense of purpose, as human connections are essential for feeling valued and finding meaning in life. Relationships provide a sense of belonging and a context in which people contribute, feel needed, and support others. Without social engagement, individuals may feel disconnected from community or family roles, leading to a perception that their actions lack significance. Over time, this lack of purpose can lead to feelings of aimlessness or worthlessness, making daily life feel less fulfilling. Isolated individuals might struggle to set personal goals or maintain motivation, as they lack the encouragement and accountability that social bonds provide. This erosion of purpose can contribute to depression and a lack of self-worth, creating a cycle where feelings of insignificance further discourage social connection, deepening isolation and affecting overall well-being. Increased risk of suicide. Social isolation is a significant factor that can increase the risk of suicide, as it often intensifies feelings of loneliness, hopelessness, and despair. Individuals who are isolated may feel cut off from social support, leaving them without the emotional resources necessary to cope with life's challenges. This lack of connection can lead to a sense of entrapment, where individuals feel there is no way out of their emotional pain. The absence of supportive relationships can also mean that warning signs of suicidal thoughts go unnoticed, as isolated individuals often lack someone to confide in. Moreover, the stigma surrounding mental health issues can exacerbate feelings of shame, making it harder for isolated individuals to seek help. As loneliness and hopelessness spiral, the risk of suicidal thoughts and behaviors can escalate, highlighting the critical importance of fostering social connections to protect mental health and well-being. Social isolation not only impacts emotional well-being, but can also have a profound effect on physical health, highlighting the importance of staying connected. We hope this video helps you, and check out our other video related to mental health.